Hey guys, it's Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and we're getting ready to go over some more of the specifics of the Apus MQ60 by FrSky. It's indoor drone. It's indoor-outdoor drone. I'm looking outside right now, and there's a lot of wind. This thing would not survive outside in the wind, so this is mainly going to be your indoor drone. We're going to talk about the battery, the charger, and then setting this up on Betaflight, and then eventually getting this set up on a radio like the FrSky X9 Lite like we have right here. All right, so first let me go ahead and open the screen up here. Let's look at what we've got. So here we have the MQ60, and if you've been following some of the other videos, we actually use this drone and disassembled it, and then we reassembled it, and we're going to use that for some of our CTE students and other kids that are doing their drone courses with our curriculum. So now what we're going to do is let's look at the battery first. First thing is we have a charger here that plugs into USB. It's a pretty simple charger, nothing big to it. It's got a switch here, but that switch is pretty much stuck in one position, so you're not going to really need to mess with the switch either, so ignore that for now. The only thing that's important here is that you've got two options to plug in your battery. Since you have this battery right here, which is a 200 milliamp 1S battery, you're going to use this small plug with the label up and plug it right into the bottom here. You will then plug this into any standard USB charging port. Could be your computer, could be an iPhone port, whatever it may be. What will happen is this is going to turn red. There will be a red light that comes on, and I thought I had a charger here that I could have plugged into, but I don't right now, but I will have one here to show you in a little bit. But anyways, you'll notice a red light comes on, and then when it's done charging, the red light will actually turn off. When there's no longer a red light, you simply just take the battery out, and you can go ahead and plug this into your Apus. I will tell you to please be very careful when you're when you're plugging in and removing the battery. My advice to you is this: plug the battery into the charger, and then plug the charger into the outlet, into the USB port. Do not leave this in the port and plug this in, because with just enough play, you can snap the battery plug or you can snap the charging side. So just make sure it's in your hands at all times. Hold both sides together and plug it in, and then when you're done, remove the USB, disconnect both, and you're good to go. The way this will plug into your drone right now is from the front here. You will actually insert this just like that, okay? And when you do that, you will then bring the charger around and you will plug it in, and as you see, you'll start having some blinking lights here, and those will end up, the red ones will end up turning solid permanently, which means it's in binding mode, which we're going to go over in a second. Most important thing though to make note of is that when you do plug this in, and I'm going to show you this way, when you do plug it in, make sure that the pins on the battery, you have a side here that's all white with no label, and then you have a side here that's got the label and you can see the metal pins. Make sure that that lines up with the metal pins here. Don't try to plug this in upside down. It can cause damage if you do plug it in upside down. You'd have to force it, but just be careful. So just plug it in like that, and look at that, you're good, and all the lights come on. All right, so that's the part of your battery that we needed to go over. Now what I want to do is I want to go over the actual Betaflight setup of this, okay? So to do that, we're going to go to our computer. So let me get my screen up here. And when you go to open a new page, and I want you to type in your address, type in betaflight.com and hit enter. And you're going to go to the Betaflight website. I want you to scroll all the way down, keep going until you get to this side here at the bottom. It says latest configurator releases, and this is under configuration tools. Go ahead and click that, and you're going to get sent to a address under the GitHub location for them. And right here you'll see on our version right now, it's Betaflight configurator 10.7.0. Scroll down, and you will find the option to download for your particular computer. In this case, I'm using a Windows version, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download, let's see, the 10.7.0 win32.exe file. So I'm going to click that, and we're going to download that real quickly. It says it's going to take about 3 minutes to do that, and that's fine. So I've already downloaded it and run it, but I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Let me just make sure I have everything else closed so that we don't have any other interruptions with the files. Okay, so it says we have about 45 seconds left, so let's just wait on that, and we should be good to go here in just a minute. All right. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. All right, perfect. All right, so once that's done, I want you to click your arrow here, and I want you to click show in folder. Let's see, mine needs to open up. Okay, so here's our Betaflight configurator, and you can go ahead and double click that, and when you're done, it's going to go through its installation process. Now I've already installed this, so I'm not going to install it again, but again, right now when I click this, it's going to blank your screen out because it doesn't show you the admin questions, but you're going to get a question, is it okay to install this? You're going to click yes, and then basically walk through, click next, don't change any of the defaults, and just install it. When you're done, you're going to end up with an icon like this in the bottom here. All right, you may have an icon on your desktop, and that's basically going to be Betaflight configurator And this is what we're looking to get you to. So once you get to this point, okay, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have yourself a micro USB cable, all right? And you're going to want to grab your Apus drone. Now here's mine right here, okay? So we're going to take this drone with no battery in it at all, and you're going to carefully plug in your micro USB cable. And let me show you what that's going to be like. So here you go. There's a micro USB port there, and you're going to plug this right in. And you're going to see your computer, it's going to make a sound. And that sound means it's recognized that there's been something plugged in. Now, let me show you what happens in Betaflight. So in Betaflight, let me move this. You'll see now that you have a COM port that appears right here. All right, now let me adjust this screen so that we can get it out of the way. So I'll put that down here somewhere for now, and let's do it that way, okay? So you have your COM port here. Now if I unplug it, you'll see that'll go away. And then when I plug it back in, you'll see that it'll reappear. Okay, whatever your COM port is. Now, if for some reason you don't see a COM port, let me show you what you need to do. You need to come over here to your start button, right click on it. Let me just get that out of the screen so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let me show you again. You're going to right click on your start button, you're going to left click on run, and you're going to type the word control, and you're going to hit OK. All right? And what you're going to want to do here is you're going to go to your device manager, and you're going to want to make sure that you have the right driver loaded. For the Apus MQ60, you need the STM Electronics Virtual COM Port driver. Okay? Again, I will post this link in our description as well. So if you don't have it, here's what you do. If you notice on the Betaflight page, on the main page, it's right here. The latest STM drivers can be downloaded from here. You click this link, it'll open your browser, and you'll be prompted to be able to download. Let me accept cookies. And you'll be able to download right here the driver, and that's what you'll want to do, and then you'll want to install it, okay? So once you do that, you'll be good to go. So let's go back to our Betaflight now. For those of you that don't have to download the driver and you're good to go, you're going to see your COM port here. I want you to go ahead and click connect and give it a second because it's going to move just a little bit slow. So let's do that, and we'll bring the drone back up. All right. So what you can see now is if I grab this drone and I lift it up and down, you're going to see it correlate on the screen, right? So to know your orientation is right, first thing you want to do is sit the drone straight in front of you, flat, facing away from you, and I want you to click the reset Z-axis, and I want you to click calibrate accelerometer. Okay, two things that are very important. Therefore, it's going to try to level the drone out, and it's going to make sure that it's pointing away from you. Now, if you turn it to the left, it should show left. If you turn it to the right, it should show right. If you set it straight and tilt the nose up, it should show up and down. That green arrow and those green props signify the front of the drone, and the red props are for the back. Okay, so if you take it and do a roll, all right, you're going to see it. Okay, so now once you put it back down, again, reset the Z-axis and calibrate your accelerometer. All right, here's what we want to do. Before we do anything else, we want to back up the programming that's already on here so that if we do something to cause a problem, we can always copy and paste it. This is going to be step one, then the video is going to end, and then we're going to come back and go with step two on this. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to this part here that says CLI. Click it. And in your CLI, let me get my keyboard ready. In your CLI, I want you to get to this bottom part here where it says write your command here, and I want you to write the word DUMP, which means the dump file that we're looking for, and hit enter. Okay? All this text is going to come up, and all I want you to do, sorry, I don't know if you could see that. Let me do that again without the drone being in the picture. Let me do it again, and just type DUMP right here in this box, and then hit enter. And you're going to see all this scroll, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to then highlight all the text. Now, I typed it twice, so I'm going to have twice as much text as you have, but I'm basically going to go to, you'll see where we're going to stop. When you get to, see right here where I typed the word dump, right there, to that hashtag, and it's going to tell me the firmware that's on here and everything else. I want you to highlight from that, the word dump right there all the way, and I want you to right click on it and left click on copy. Then I want you to come down to your start button, right click, left click on run, type the word notepad, and I want you to right click anywhere on the screen here, left click on paste. Okay? So at this point you should have everything in here that was on your screen, and it starts with that hashtag dump right there, and it goes all the way down. This is the configuration for your drone, and it is very important that you save this. So from here, just go to File, and then go to Save As, and then somewhere on your desktop, you can just make a folder, I guess. I'm going to call this one the FrSky Apus MQ60 folder. And then in that folder, I'm going to type the following. I'm going to highlight the file name and I'm going to type Betaflight dump file .txt. So Betaflight dump file .txt and hit enter. Okay? And at that point, you've now saved the configuration. All right? The other thing you can do too is you can also click Save to File. And what that'll do is that'll also save the Betaflight configuration, the CLI to file. I do both. Okay? So let me go back here to my desktop and I go to the Apus here and I'm going to leave this file name like it is because it's dated for us. So just click Save. All right? It's never harm in having a couple backups, okay? And you can always restore these later on. All right, now that that's done, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna type exit in our command line here, type in the word exit and hit enter, okay? And that's gonna take our Betaflight back out. All right, so that's our step one for Betaflight right now with the Apus MQ60. When we come back, we're gonna go through the actual configurations in Betaflight and make any adjustments that we need to make. All right. If you have any questions, guys, please check us out on our Facebook page at facebook.com/CycloneFPV and please subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have many videos and tutorials to help you along your way. All right, guys, you take care and we'll be back shortly.